Today we're going to talk about video replay in Major League Baseball, specifically talking about expanding video replay to be used on the base paths as well as at home plate. Currently, replay is only being used to determine whether a home run left the field of play or not, so if it actually is a home run, whether any ball is fair or foul, whether fan interference occurred on any play happening around the stadium, and also whether a defender caught a fly ball or simply trapped a fly ball. Now, trapping a fly ball, all that means is that the ball did hit the ground, so it is not a catch and not an out, but sort of took a short bounce and the player kind of knocked it down, so in some instances it looks like the catch had been made when really it was simply just a trap. Now, I believe that Major League Baseball should expand the use of instant replay so that they include plays on the base path, because some of these plays are extremely close in very big situations that could alter the game, a series, and even history in some instances. Now, a perfect example of a history-altering call that was missed is in 2010. Detroit Tigers pitcher Armando Galarraga had a perfect game going through 8 2/3 innings when a ground ball was hit to first baseman Miguel Cabrera, and this play ensued.
26 up, 26 down.
Swinging a ground ball right side. Backhanded by Cabrera. He's going to turn, throw to first, and they didn't get him. Oh, man!
An absolutely horrible call.
A perfect game taken away.
Oh, my goodness, Jim Joyce. No. Jeez Louise. Oh, my goodness, he's out.
Obviously, this was a very emotional time for the Tigers. Immediately, the Tigers manager, Jim Lillian, sprinted from the dugout to argue the call, but as per usual sports rules, no call can just be simply overturned like that. Now, if there was video replay, the home plate umpire could have elected for there to have been a replay, and the call could have been made correct. Now, currently in Major League Baseball, the commissioner can overturn a call, but on this play, the decision was made to not overturn this call because the commissioner stated that it would open up a sort of can of worms or Pandora's box of problems with people trying to rewrite the history of baseball with replay and video replay, and it would cause more commotion than it's worth. In a post-game press conference, Jim Joyce stated that at that time he thought that the call was correct, but after going into the dugout and seeing the replay, he had other things to say.
No, I did not get the call correct. I kicked the of it. No, I did. I had a great angle on it. I had great positioning on it. I just missed the damn call. I missed it. I missed it from here to the wall. I thought he beat the play. I missed it. I missed it.
Obviously, you're never happy when you miss a call. But
This isn't a call. This isn't. This is a history call. And I kicked the shit out of it. And there's nobody that feels worse than I do. I take pride in this job, and I kicked the shit out of that, and I took a perfect game away from that kid over there that worked his ass off all night.
Now, after this call especially, Major League Commissioner Bud Selig said that the use of instant replay would be considerably reviewed, and expanding it would be seriously considered. Now, baseball has proposed a few systems for replay. They've taken a look at probably around 4 different systems. The first is a system currently used in professional tennis called Hawkeye that uses a series of cameras placed around the stadium to sense where the ball is at all times. The complications with this is that um, it would, I believe that it would simply cause the system would be too cumbersome. The equipment necessary to follow um, the ball and the players and umpires and everything is simply too cumbersome and just too extreme and will most likely be too expensive. As in tennis, the only thing really is whether the ball was in or out. So all you have to track is the ball and create an animation of that. In baseball, there are many different interactions. The pitcher and the pitching to the catcher, um, the hitter hitting the ball, the player stepping on the bag, whether they had the ball, whether they didn't have the ball, was the tag there. There are just so many different things that this system would have to do that it currently doesn't do in tennis, which is mainly interacting with people. Currently, as I said, it currently only interacts with the ball in the court. Also, a tennis court is significantly smaller than a baseball field, so that could cause complications with the accuracy of the system. And again, this is a game of inches. Um, the second system Major League Baseball is considering using for their replay expansion is a system called the TrackMan system, currently being used on the PGA Tour or Professional Golf Association Tour. The system uses a high-definition, high-speed camera and a radar sensor to track player swings and ball flight data. This would be useful in reviewing home runs and just ball flight, but a couple major problems are TrackMan currently is only accurate to about 1.5 meters to 2 meters, which is great in golf, or works fine in golf because you hit the ball about 350 to 400 meters off the tee. But in baseball, this wouldn't really work, considering the difference between a home run or a not home run that needs to be reviewed is usually about 2 to 3 centimeters or even millimeters in some cases when you get down really to the technical part of it. So this system would have to become considerably more accurate to work in baseball. The third system is a way of using TV replay, currently being used in the NHL. Now, what the NHL has is it has a review room at their headquarters in Toronto, Canada, which is nicknamed the War Room because many controversial calls are decided there, and a lot of games are decided on those calls. So in some way, it's a war inside that room. This, I believe, would be an excellent fit for Major League Baseball because, one, it wouldn't cost very much to input this because every Major League Baseball game is televised. So you already have all the replays there. And then again, with the current system of reviewing home runs and foul balls and such, all umpires leave the field completely and go into the clubhouse to review the play. Now, with this sort of war room type system, only the head umpire or home plate umpire, as it usually is, would simply just need to run over to one of the dugouts or wherever the phone is being placed to talk to a replay official in Major League headquarters replay room. Now, the fourth and final system that Major League Baseball is considering is a system currently being used in the NFL and the NCAA, which is extremely similar to the war room aspect, except there is only one replay official instead of 5 or 6 in a central location There is one replay official at the game itself in the press box reviewing the calls. I don't think this would be the best fit, because then every single stadium would have to put in a replay room, and then the stadiums would have to be altered, press boxes would have to be altered, special security implications would have to be put in to make sure no one interferes with the replays at the specific stadiums, instead of simply putting one room in one location and then transmitting the data to and from the stadium. So this would be an option, not as good as the war room, I believe, but still an extremely viable option, better than the TrackMan or Hawkeye system.